If you feel lonely right now, not because you're weak, but because life suddenly became quiet, this story is for you. Don't skip this video. It may explain what God is doing in your life right now. When God makes you lonely, He has a purpose. Sometimes, life becomes very quiet. Not the peaceful kind of quiet, but the kind that feels heavy. The phone stops ringing. Messages go unread. People who once promised to stay, slowly disappear. You sit alone in the dark, listening to your own breathing, and you ask yourself, why am I so lonely? You replay conversations in your mind. You wonder what you did wrong. You question your worth. But hear this clearly. This season is not a mistake. It is not punishment. It is preparation. There was a man named Daniel. He once lived in noise. His life was full of people, full of laughter, full of plans. He always had someone to talk to, someone to meet, someone to please. Daniel believed that being surrounded by people meant he was doing life right. But slowly, things changed. Friends stopped calling. Texts came less often. Invitations disappeared. Relationships ended without clear answers. Even family felt distant. The world that once felt full, now felt empty. Daniel tried to fix it. He became nicer, quieter, more helpful. He said yes when he wanted to say no. He smiled when his heart felt tired. But nothing changed. The loneliness stayed. At night, Daniel lay awake, staring at the ceiling, and in a broken whisper, he prayed, God, where did everyone go? No voice replied, only silence. Loneliness hurts because it exposes you. When the noise is gone, you can no longer escape yourself. No distractions, no applause, no masks, just you and your thoughts. In the quiet, Daniel began to notice things. He realized how often he lived for approval, how many times he changed himself to keep others comfortable, how many dreams he pushed aside because they felt too big or too lonely. Loneliness became a mirror, and Daniel didn't like what he saw at first. But God does some of His deepest work in hidden places. Sometimes, God removes people before He reveals purpose, not because those people are evil, but because they are not meant to walk the next part of your journey. Some people are seasonal, some are lessons, some are distractions, and before God lifts you higher, He often pulls you aside. Isolation is not rejection, it is redirection. One night, Daniel stopped asking, why? Instead, he asked a different question. God, what are you trying to teach me? His prayers became simple. No long speeches, no perfect words, just honesty. I feel alone. I feel tired. I feel lost. And slowly, something changed. The loneliness did not disappear, but it softened. It felt less empty and more intentional. Daniel began to wake up early, before the world made noise, before expectations showed up. He sat in silence. He read. He wrote. He listened. Thoughts he had ignored for years began to rise. Dreams he buried knocked again on his heart. In the quiet, God rebuilt what pain had broken. Loneliness teaches you strength. When no one claps for you, you learn to keep going. When no one believes in you, you learn to believe in yourself. When no one understands your path, you learn to trust God more deeply. Loneliness removes weak foundations and replaces them with faith. It teaches you how to stand alone, so you won't fall apart later. Daniel noticed something else. He stopped chasing people. He stopped explaining himself. He stopped begging for attention. And in that space, peace grew. For the first time, he felt comfortable being alone, not empty, whole. And that's when life shifted again. New people entered his life. Not many, but meaningful. People who listened. People who respected his silence. People who supported his growth. No games, no pressure, no draining conversations. Because when you heal, you attract healthier connections. If you are lonely right now, this message is for you. God has not forgotten you. He sees your quiet tears. He hears your silent prayers. He understands your pain. He is strengthening your heart, sharpening your mind, preparing your spirit. Loneliness is where leaders are shaped. Faith is tested. Purpose is born. Do not rush this season. Do not beg people to stay, who were never meant to. Do not fill the silence with noise, just to feel something. Sit with God. Listen. Grow quietly. Because when this season ends, and it will, you will not be the same person. You will be stronger, wiser, more focused. And one day, you will look back and understand the truth. When God made you lonely, He was making you ready. If this story touched your heart, before you leave, take a moment. If you're in a lonely season, Type "God is preparing me" in the comments. Please like this video. It helps this message reach someone who feels alone right now. Subscribe to this channel if you want more stories that bring peace, faith, and clarity. And if you're comfortable, leave a comment saying, "I'm trusting God." You're not alone. Asterisk.